And welcome back to Across the Board with E and the Colonel here on Hawk Radio, hawkradio.org and acrosstheboardradio.com. Newly, we have to promote that a lot. The new album, the new album. I think we put out our own now. The new website is out there. And another great up-and-coming band. If you haven't heard about this band, you definitely need to check them out. Scarlet Haze, and lead singer and Scarlet Haze herself, Kat Perkins, is with us. Kat, are you there?
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. So let's talk about. Let's talk.
Excuse my voice, super hoarse. We had a rock show last night.
Nice. Hopefully, you're doing a rock show every night, and and you're out there promoting the new album right now. Tell us a little bit about because you guys are new and up and coming, but have a solid fan base. Tell us a little bit about who Scarlet Haze is and who Kat Perkins is.
Right on. Yeah. Well, we are based out of the Midwest. We formed here a few years back, and I'm the lead singer, obviously, of the band. And we have got really cool opportunities this year with getting signed, and we have a first single out called Reach Down, and we're working hard to promote it and touring.
Now you're actually from the Midwest. What got you into rock? Who were you listening to as you were coming up that really got you excited and said, "Yeah, I can definitely be the lead singer of a rock band"?
Oh man, my influences just run the entire spectrum. I come from a family of music lovers, and my dad's an ex rocker. Actually, he's still a rocker. I should never say he's an ex rocker. He's still definitely a rocker.
Don't count him out yet, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, in the house we were listening to like Van Halen records and Def Leppard and Journey, and then I got kind of into this whole like Donna Summer, Pat Benatar, Madonna phase there for a while. So I listened to a lot, but definitely raised on the rock and roll in the household. And I grew up in North Dakota, so we didn't have much of a rock scene per se. I didn't go to many concerts till I was older, but it was just in my blood.
With all the female lead singers and female solo artists who've been out there, what do you feel is lacking today, or do you feel like maybe the era of the female lead singer is actually striving right now?
I think that it's probably, I think we could see it strive a little more. I've always said that over the past probably at least 5 years, but because they keep it such a limited, thing, and kind of, I don't know what, we're put in a corner maybe, I don't know how you would say it, but, honestly, even some radio stations will say, you know what, we're already playing a girl band, so we don't really have room for another girl on our playlist, which is just crazy to me because I know that it's a very male-dominated scene, and I don't know, why that is, but I just wish we could see more rockers out there, and I think there's a lot of talented females that do this. Even in where I'm at right now, basing out of the Midwest, there's so many awesome girl-fronted bands here. And I think the thing that lacks sometimes, even on the ones that we do here, is the actual talent to sing or perform. I think a lot of it is manufactured when you have somebody that has a nice body or a great face or great hair, and they, manufacture them into something that's just not authentic,
So who are some of your favorite female rock singers then? We've had In This Moment on the show with Maria Brink, and, there are a lot of great bands out there with female leads, Paramore, Lacuna Coil. Who are some of your favorites?
Yeah, right now I'm way into Hailstorm right now because I got to hang out with them, and she's such a phenomenal singer, phenomenal performer. So I'm way into them right now, and of course In This Moment, and pretty much anything that's, a household name right now I'm into because there's just not that many. There's just a handful of them. Paramore I've been following for a long time before they were actually, a huge household name, and I certainly respect her talent.
With the way that the current state of rock and roll is right now, obviously it's succumbing to the pressures of pop and hip-hop. Do you feel like alternative hard rock even during the 90s, do you feel like we're ever going to see that again? And if so, what do you think? Which band do you think would probably lead that at the forefront?
I feel like we will. I don't think it'll be that same sort of grunge, alternative, but I think it'll be some sort of movement that's just as big and leaving such a, leaving as big of an impact. But I don't know, anybody right now is still kind of succumb to the whole, genre of active rock versus mainstream rock versus The only ones that I can see the crossover successfully over the past, and probably will become a legacy over the past few years, is Nickelback. And love them or hate them, they know exactly what they're doing. For some reason, their business machine behind it is, you know, phenomenal, and their production and their writing has all come up and blossomed and made this, you know, made it an entity instead of just a band, you know.
Now, you guys are just getting out there on tour, and you've been out there a little bit, but it's kind of, you know, really starting to get full blast into touring year-round now. We always like to ask people, what do you like to take with you on tour that keeps you sane? You know, like, what's the one thing? Is it music? Is it a book? Is it a picture of family? You know, what keeps you going out there on the road?
My blanket. My little blanket. I have a SpongeBob blanket that I take everywhere, and I get so much flack for it.
Well, that's kind of deserved, but I can see that. Yeah, at least you didn't say Snuggie or something.
I know, right?
That would be rough.
Oh, my goodness. And people have tried to give me the replacement, Kiki, as I call it. And I've gotten the Snuggie, the Snuggle, whatever, the thing, it's leopard, and you put your arms in it. But nothing stands up to my SpongeBob blanket. I'm probably just letting your fans down right now with that visual. But
I know you're being real. You know, we talked to John Sheldon from Echo Trend, and he was saying that he wears a Kelly Clarkson shirt on stage. So, you know, it's surprising things. Speaking of that, what album do you own would surprise your fans?
John Mayer.
That's a good call. Why do you like John Mayer?
I, for some reason, love to listen to his music when
we do too. I mean, yeah, we're not hating on you for that. I agree. He's a phenomenal songwriter,
great
guitarist. Yeah, I was just curious.
Underrated.
Yeah. What makes you know, why are you into him?
I think that he's actually, you know, I actually even got the ick vibe though from his, you know, talking about relationships, kissing and telling. But I love his guitar playing. I love the vibe of his music. I love sitting in the van or bus, whichever we're on at the time, and just looking out the window. I call it my road music, like the road trip music. And it just creates this whole vibe for me that's just super chill and I don't know, makes you think.
Now, we have not had the chance to see you play live, but from what we hear, that is one of the best things about you guys. Your live show is amazing. So talk a little bit about when people, well, first off, remember, people right now can hear you across the world. So talk about where they can see you, how they can follow you, you know, Facebook, MySpace, so on and so forth, and what can they expect from the live show?
Yes, absolutely. We're in the process of kind of revamping our live show right now, and we've got, you know, unconfirmed tour dates going on right now, so we're kind of in the lurch here. But we are revamping this whole thing. Actually, I'm even adding a member to the live show band, so it'll be a 5-piece thus far, and possibly a 6th person. But we are just kind of revamping this whole energy thing, and we've always had this crazy, sexy, dangerous, risky live show, down to what I wear on stage, and even wardrobe changes when we fit that in there. So you're going to see that come back. You're going to see a lot more sex, I think. The sex element's definitely going to be there. And you're going to see phenomenal musicians. And we have yet to confirm if Ron from Guns N' Roses is going to do any live shows with us, but it sounds like it's a high possibility. So you can find us on Facebook. It's Scarlet Haze. There's a bunch of sites on Facebook. The one you're looking for is Scarlet Haze Official. And but we keep up on all of the pages there. We're also on Twitter, and we have the Reverb Nation site as well, and then the MySpace, which is kind of the deserted playground, but it'll have our tour dates once we confirm.
Yeah, MySpace is still up, I think. So your live show, you know, kind of give us more of a feel. Are we talking like a Lords of Acid type show?
Sort of.
Not quite that explicit, or
not quite maybe that explicit, but kind of my version of that maybe. You'll still see some kooky stuff, but you know, I like to even add some comedic elements. Sometimes I put on a tail. You know, my name's Cat, and I'll wear the tail and do the whole being a cat thing, which I think is hilarious. And you know, it'll be a trip. It's something you have to witness and see, and we really bring it with the vocals and the slam and rock music.
What do you feel like is going to be your legacy and the band's legacy once it's all said and done?
Hopefully it's, you know, being a great vocalist. I think that again, is a lot of times what lacks, especially in female artists out there today. And, I'm really trying to create this whole message with everything about being a strong woman and being a confident person and not being afraid to talk about sex and taboo things and putting it out there in real time and putting my story out there at the same time. So vocals, good message and being about who you are and, staying true to yourself and feeling that at the rock show.
Great. Yeah, that's what we want to hear. People that put thought into the show, and it's not just something that you can stand outside and hear it and experience it just as well. You want to be inside. You want to experience a visual show as well, and it's great that you're putting that behind it. So check out the new album is actually called One Bad Bitch. The new single is called Reach Down, and the album actually features performances from, like we said, Ron Bumblefoot. I'm bumbling over it. Bumblefoot Thal from Guns N' Roses, as well as former members of Nine Inch Nails as well. So, what can we expect from the album? Just hard rock the whole way through.
It's hard rock all the way. Well, we've got some really cool ballads. At least one, maybe two. We're deciding on what to put on there, but otherwise, it's pretty slam and rock all the way through. It'll kind of blow your face off. I was just now listening to some of these final mixes in my little office area. And
nice.
I think my hair's blown back right now.
So that's what we want to hear.
That's the old Maxell commercial.
Yeah, right? Memorex, wasn't it? Is it live or Memorex?
I think it
was
was
Maxell? Nah,
Memorex.
anyway.
Oh, was it Maxell?
I don't know. Maybe he's right. Who knows? In any case, Kat, we really appreciate it. Again, this has been Across the Board with Ian the Colonel here on Hawk Radio with Kat Perkins of Scarlet Haze. Check them out online, on stage, and in the record stores, iTunes, wherever. We're here on Hawk Radio.
HawkRadio.org.